Hello, everyone. Today we're going to talk about one of the most fascinating intersections between the science biology, the microbiology, and the city planning. It is called the ecological urbanism. We'll show you how living organisms, especially the pollinators, are being used to transform how we think about cities. Our focus is in Medellin, Colombia, a city that went from being known for this problem to becoming one of the most global models of urbanist innovation.
We're students from biological sciences, and this topic is especially relevant because it shows how our disciplines go far beyond laboratories. Let's go into it.
So, what exactly is ecological urbanism? It's a design philosophy that treats cities not as concrete structures separated from nature, but as ecosystems where human activity and natural process work together.
The idea is pretty simple. If we design cities with nature instead of against it, we create healthier, more resilient, and more sustainable urban spaces.
Traditionally, cities were built by pushing nature away. Ecological urbanism changed that perspective by bringing biodiversity back through green corridors, urban forests, pollinator gardens, and nature-based in infrastructure.
And this is where professionals in biological sciences become important because understanding ecosystems also means understanding the visible and the invisible life forms that maintains them.
Now, let's talk about our specific case of study, the pollinators network of the Aburrá Valley led by ICLE Colombia. This initiative brings together public institutions, private organizations, and local community across Medellin's metropolitan area to protect pollinators populations.
But why pollinators specifically? Pollinators like bees, butterflies, and beetles are responsible for nearly one third of global food production. However, urban expansion and habitat fragmentation put these species under serious stress.
Loss of pollinators affects much more than biodiversity. It can impact food security, ecosystem stability, and local agricultural systems.
From a microbiological perspective, pollinators are also associated with very complex microbial communities. Bees and insects host microorganisms that influence digestion, immunity, and adaptation to environmental stress.
Urban pollution, pesticides, and habitat change might alter these microbial communities and negatively affect pollinators' health.
Understanding these invisible biological interactions can help scientists design healthier urban ecosystems and also create strategies that protect pollinators and environmental quality.
What makes this initiative especially interesting is that biology and environmental science become integrated into urban policy. Green corridors, pollinator gardens, and ecological infrastructures are now considered essential parts of city development.
The communities most impacted include local farmers, urban gardeners, and neighborhoods that depend on healthy urban ecosystem for food production and environmental well-being.
This model not need to stay only in Medellin. Cities like Bogota, Cali, or Barranquilla could adapt this initiative according to their own ecological conditions and biodiversity species.
If more cities adopt nature-positive urban planning, urban spaces could become ecological corridors that reconnect fragmented habitat and support biodiversity conservation.
For a mega-diverse country like Colombia, these strategies could have a significant environmental impact. This project directly relates to several sustainable development goals. First, for example, the 11th one, sustainable cities and communities, because the initiative promotes healthier and more sustainable urban spaces.
It also supports SDG 18, Life on Land, since pollinator conservation protects biodiversity. And finally, SDG 13, Climate Action, and SDG 17, Partnership for the Goal. Because environmental challenges require collaboration among governments, communities, and scientific disciplines.
Now, here's the most exciting part. If we had the opportunity to participate in a technical trip to the Abura Valley, our academic backgrounds would allow us to contribute in different but complementary ways. As a biology student, we could monitor pollinators' diversity, identify species, and evaluate ecological interactions across different urban zones.
As microbiology students, we could analyze microbial communities associated with pollinators, soils, and even with urban green areas. We could collect environmental samples and identify beneficial microorganisms involved in ecosystem health.
We could also evaluate microbial indicators of environmental quality because some microorganisms can reveal ecosystem disturbances before visible environmental damage appears.
Another possible contribution would be developing bio-based alternatives such as microbiological technologies that support soil restoration and reduce the use of chemicals.
Expected results will include a stronger ecosystem monitoring, healthier pollinators populations, better environmental planning, and a greater community participation.
To conclude, throughout this project, we explore how ecological urbanism is changing the way cities like Medellin are planned and managed.
We learned that sustainability is not only about protecting visible biodiversity but also about understanding ecological interactions at multiple levels.
Microorganisms also play essential roles in ecosystem balance, pollinators' health, and environmental sustainability.
Professionals in biology and microbiology have the knowledge needed to understand these complex systems and contribute to healthier cities.
The question isn't whether the nature can survive in cities. The real question is whether the city can survive without nature.
And based on what's happening in Medellin, we believe the future can be greener, healthier, and more sustainable. Thank you.